On October 4, 1957, Americans looked up and heard a faint, rhythmic radio signal transmitting from the sky. That simple beep proved a foreign adversary was orbiting directly overhead. If a metal sphere could pass freely over North America, a nuclear warhead could follow the exact same path. At the time, the U.S. military moved at a bureaucratic crawl. Defense strategy relied on manufacturing thousands of identical tanks and planes, making slow, predictable improvements to familiar machines. The true terror of Sputnik came from the element of surprise. It proved that a traditional military apparatus will always be outpaced by an adversary willing to take massive, unpredictable leaps. In response to that sudden panic, the United States government created a clandestine agency operating under completely unique rules. The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, was given a strange mandate. They were explicitly forbidden from fighting today's wars or building slightly better conventional weapons. Instead, they operate like venture capitalists for extreme defense concepts. They don't build massive laboratories. They fund rogue visionaries and academic outsiders to chase unproven ideas. The foundational logic of the agency is straightforward. To ensure the nation is never caught off guard by the future again, it has to be the one inventing it unilaterally. During the Cold War, the military faced a terrifying logistical problem. Their communication networks relied on centralized hubs. One targeted nuclear strike on a main command center could blind the entire chain of command. DARPA's solution was an entirely new way of linking computers. They built ARPANET, a bomb-proof web of communication that automatically routed data around destroyed nodes. This classified tool built for military survival inevitably leaked into the civilian sector. That fail-safe network grew outward, eventually becoming the modern internet. They applied this approach to space. Satellites designed to guide military assets with pinpoint accuracy eventually found their way into civilian hands as GPS. The systems we use every day to stream movies and navigate to the grocery store were born entirely from preparations for World War III. That extreme tolerance for risk extends far beyond digital networks and into physical autonomy. When DARPA hosts public robotics challenges, the footage often goes viral for the wrong reasons. Early, heavy, tethered machines frequently tripped and collapsed on themselves. While the public laughs at a humiliating fall, DARPA sees expensive, highly valuable data. Failure isn't a punishable offense here. It is an active requirement. Every time a machine crashes into a wall, it generates millions of physical impact data points. That raw data is fed directly into complex neural networks, training the AI algorithms required for true machine autonomy. The agency willingly absorbs short-term public embarrassment because they understand those spectacular, clumsy failures are necessary stepping stones to building autonomous, lethal systems. Today, the battleground is shifting back to the high ground of space, and DARPA's portfolio has evolved to match modern orbital threats. Take the Draco program. Engineers are pushing beyond traditional chemical rockets by developing nuclear thermal propulsion. Chemical engines are limited by their fuel efficiency. Nuclear propulsion offers a massive increase in specific impulse, providing thrust for rapid orbital shifts that would leave conventional rockets empty. But speed is only one variable. DARPA is also deploying entirely new architectures designed to shed legacy vulnerabilities. Instead of relying on easily targeted satellites, they're moving toward proliferated low Earth orbit constellations, replacing single targets with thousands of connected nodes. By connecting these satellites with optical laser links, they create a resilient mesh network, functioning independently, making it effectively unhackable from the ground. When these nodes are combined with massive orbital antennas, the result is a persistent sensory web, providing constant global oversight. These orbital layers represent a proactive attempt to define the technical standards of space warfare, while the domain is still being actively contested. Yet, as they build massive networks in orbit, they are simultaneously pushing into the microscopic, the scale where biological forms are used to mask cybernetic weaponry. Engineers are developing microdrones designed to operate completely undetected in plain sight. The theoretical applications of a mechanical insect are chilling. A drone this size could be used for stealth DNA harvesting or to deliver lethal micro-injections without the target ever feeling a thing. If a bomb-proof communication web was DARPA's answer to the threat of nuclear annihilation, we are left to wonder exactly what apocalyptic threat these microscopic weapons are meant to counter. DARPA's influence stems from an institutional mindset that refuses to let the future happen by accident. You cannot be surprised by tomorrow if you are the architect building it today. The technologies that will dictate our everyday reality 20 years from now already exist. They are sitting quietly in a classified filing cabinet, waiting for the rest of the world to catch up.